Hi everyone, so continuing my autumn style series, today we're gonna talk about soft gamine autumn style laws. If you're new to my channel, I have a huge Kibi body types playlist. I'm gonna leave the link down below. So before you watch this video, I recommend you to watch my summer style law series because there I'm talking about your personal rules for basic layer. Today I'm gonna be talking about layering, so putting pieces on top of that base. So what is the biggest problem for soft gamines in autumn? I would say looking small, close to the ground, and chubby. Because every time we're adding something on top, we normally exaggerate width. And when we do that, we look closer to the ground because soft gamines are normally quite tiny, they look quite small, so everything that is too big or large, especially when it's too wide, it's dragging them down to the ground. So they feel not elegant enough. So we will try to resolve this problem today. So here's your rule number 1 for layering. Small things with crisp edges. That is your best thing. Always think about if your shoulders are crisp and very fitted, not bad shoulders, not dropped shoulders. Or cuffs, ultra fitted, waist, ultra fitted, neck. All that is very important for you to feel not chubby, feel all together, and feel not pulled to the ground. If you keep just this rule in mind, that can save pretty much any outfit for you. Something that is too far from you, if you talk about outfits in general. Something too long, something too straight, something too geometric, something too wide and unconstructed, or too soft. So those things normally whether don't fit you, you feel like absolutely separate from them, or you look like little girl is trying her mama's or her father's clothes, which is now very popular. Women take a lot of men pieces in their wardrobe, especially if these pieces are oversized. This is where we're having a problem if we are soft gamines. Now let's be more specific about clothes types. Sweaters. Even though he wrote his book in the 80s, we still can find similar pieces today. I'm gonna read you the way it was in the book, but then we can find more modern examples. Sweaters should be very fitted at the waist and cuff areas with small and crease collar additions. Ribbed trim and intricate detail are sophisticated on you. Fluffy or have a deep pile, angora, boucle. Skinny knits must be very shaped into blouson styles that are ultra fitted at the neck, waist, cuff and shoulder areas. So these are modern examples that I found. I think they're very cute and you can find many of these type of sweaters today in the shops. Very much like sweaters for romantics. Also, Marilyn Monroe had this type of sweater. It's quite short. If the sweater is quite short, especially if it's fitted at the waist, at the neck, at the shoulders, you're already good. If you have many of sweaters like that with different patterns or in different colors, basically you are good for the autumn. This one piece already can save the whole outfit for you. Even if you go for wrong pants for yourself, wrong shoes for yourself, just want this little sweater that is cropped and that is crisp around shoulders, neckline, waist or cuffs too, then you will look stunning. You will look like you are in your own skin. So sweaters that don't look as good on you is something long and oversized, rough and bulky knits, standard symmetrical styles like cardigans, but I'm sure David Kibi was meaning different kinds of cardigans, but we're gonna go to this very soon. Clingy knits look good on soft dramatics, but not on soft gamines. Clingy knits is not same as skinny. Skinny knits is when the garment is stretched around your body everywhere. It's just made with this stretchy fabric and it's made in a smaller size from the beginning, so when it stretches everywhere and shows every curve of your body. When it's clingy, it's not like that. It's not that stretching. It stretches only at the widest parts, but in general it just lies on top of your skin. It's not stretching too much. Yes, after boobs it kind of goes back to your body here. If you still have dropped shoulders, that's fine. You just tuck it in, have waist emphasis, maybe high-waisted jeans, high-waisted pants, basically just balancing it with waist. Stripes can look cute on you, especially if it's classic stripes. Maybe something too squarish would be a little bit too geometric for you, so if you want, you can still tuck it in, or you can find something with maybe gathers here at the shoulders. That will also be very much your thing. Now let's go to cardigans. As I said before, Kibi doesn't recommend cardigans at all, but just let's have a look which cardigans he had in mind probably when he was writing this, because it was in the 80s, the book was written in the 80s. He probably was thinking about 70s, 60s, 50s cardigans as well. So in the 80s, cardigans looked approximately like this. So quite bulky or short but puffy and just unconstructed in general. So in the 70s, it was quite cleany cardigans, very traditional and symmetrical with rough knits normally, or it was elongated. Also quite not for soft gamines, I would say. Then in the 60s it was cropped and boxy. Boxy sometimes can look nice on soft gamines, but mostly they need some rounded lines, not squarish. So for gamines that was perfect. For soft gamines, not best. Now 50s it was tiny, small, very feminine cardigans. Again, symmetry doesn't look very good on soft gamines. They need asymmetry, or they need something extra. If that small cardigan, for example, had huge contrasted buttons, that would look stunning. In my viewpoint, nowadays they have so many different options for cardigans. I think crisp, short wrap cardigan with belt can look amazing. Look at something like this. Contrasted buttons, for example, unusual pattern, can freshen things up. Or if you have this small symmetrical cardigan, kind of like from the 50s, you can always revive your look with different kind of scarves in contrasted colors or in bright colors, something that would be standing out. That detail can already balance that kind of cardigan. But still, we need your judgment here, because cardigans that are in a very thin fabric, very pale colors, like blue with blue buttons, is just too gentle, too symmetrical, too 50s, too delicate. That is not for you probably. Also, what would look good on you is something cropped, like cropped cardigans like boleros, or cardigans with peplums, or cardigans with some frills. All that is for you. Cardigans that might not look good on you is something elongated, straight, and unconstructed, or big oversized. If you still have that straight cardigan, you can wear it opened, and then underneath you can have high-waisted or normal-waisted accent, for example blouse on your pants or a dress. Then it can look quite nice, because we will still see that color block, that shortened top piece. You can just balance it with something shorter. You can balance it with high hair. That balances things beautifully. Add some crispness there. Jackets and blazers. Short and shapely would look great. Detail and trim is excellent. Show the waist is essential for you. If blazer is straight, just show the waist inside of the blazer. It can be, again, top and bottom, or it can be a dress, especially if it's in contrasted colors. That's good. So blazers or jackets can be cropped above waist or flare into a crisp peplum. They should be very fitted. Contrasted trim, tapered cuffs, and shoulders details are all excellent. If you don't like gathers and peplums and things like that, you can still go for something more modern. Just choose something shorter and more crisp, closer to the body, and preferably accentuating waist at least a little bit. Also, leather jacket can be nice on you. It can be a little bit too severe on you, especially if you have that soft flash on top. That's gonna interfere for sure. So leather jackets that are not very shiny, they normally look softer. Of course, leather jacket that would be slightly shorter would be better for you rather than longer. You just use your judgment. Maybe balance it with something a bit more feminine and cute underneath. Something that might not look good on you is long blazers or jackets that hide the waist. Or again, you can balance it with the waist underneath, as I said before. Severely straight and tailored, unconstructed jackets, boxy jackets, and standard blazers. The problem can happen when you have all those things at the same time. Long, unconstructed, wide, oversized. And this is when it will be probably hard for you to balance. If it's just long or just wide, I think you will be able to manage it. Now, if we talk about coats, classic trenches and coats look great on you. Of course, with waist is going to be better than without waist. Nowadays, many trendy coats are without waist. That also is going to be fine if you balance it with delicate shoes. It's very important. Delicate shoes can actually balance quite wide coat, especially wide around the waist area. So you still can go for that kind of coat if you manage to make everything else delicate. But even if you have the coat that doesn't have any belt, you can get just your regular leather belt and just put it on top. It will be quite interesting, and it will be that contrasted detail that normally looks amazing on you. It might look strange on some other types, but you are gamine in nature. So on you, normally these things look quite effortless. So if we talk about coat as a separate piece, best if it is not longer than your knees, because long coats normally drag you down, and best if it has waist emphasis. Preferably has some color block colors. If you show your ankles, that is better. If you have something collar blocked underneath or some waist accentuation underneath and you're wearing this coat opened, that's also gonna help and save this situation. Shoes. All those classic shoes that they sell now in the shops are amazing on you, but they preferably would be delicate. It's very important for you. Lighter shoes look actually very fresh on you. This is what David says in his book. Shoes that might not look as good on you is something extremely chunky. It will just make you look very heavy and again drag you down to the ground more. The more delicate shoes you have, the lighter you will look. You will even look slightly longer. Also, shoes with wide ankle, I probably would not recommend to any type unless it's very tall woman with very thin legs. This is when it's not going to interfere. But normally when you're wearing something with wide ankle, our eyes can see those two lines going straight into your calves, and calves is normally that wider part that we have, and ankle is the thinnest. So we kind of see she doesn't have any ankle, that her ankle is very large. So it just can kill elegance nearly in any type. Of course, there are many different models of shoes that can be slightly wider when they go higher to your ankle, but again, we need to see where they stop, because if they stop higher where your cuff starts, this is when it can create a problem. If they stop still at your ankle and then your ankle is thinner and it's kind of sticking out from there, that might look okay, but still each piece is individual, so we need to see. Just use your judgment and you will be able to tell. If we talk about scarves, different kinds of cotton or silk or chiffon scarves for warmer autumn, or wool or cashmere scarves for colder weather. You can choose scarf as a blanket. It will make you slightly funky and it will be quite cute on you. If you want to still look a bit more elegant, choose something a little bit softer and thinner. Now, if we talk about silk and cotton or chiffon scarves, different kinds of interesting patterns are great on you. For example, polka dot is amazing. Different kinds of florals, probably not watercolor blended florals, but very precise. Also different kinds of classic stripes and things like this. Pattern that might not look good on you is something too ornate. It's just not your vibe. Also pattern that is too large or too muddy. If we talk about hats and puffers, I have a separate video, winter style for the body types, all the body types in one. I'm gonna leave the link down below in this video, and I'm not talking about trends there. These rules are gonna work for you many years from now. Also, I found amazing pieces for you. I'm gonna leave the links down below for your reference, so you would check that. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.